Hey, Sue here again. Now we're going to find out the last things that happened to Joseph.
Hi, this is Anthea. Today we're going to round up the story of Joseph, the whole family of brothers who had come down to Egypt to buy grain to eat. They were starving and they'd been sent by their father to buy grain. There was no food back at home since the famine was so severe in their homeland of Canaan. Joseph immediately recognized them. He knew exactly who they were. They were his brothers, but instead of greeting them kindly, he pretended not to know them and spoke roughly to them. They bowed down before him with their faces to the ground. It was just like in his dreams when the 11 sheaves bowed down to his one big sheaf, and the stars and the sun and the moon had bowed down to his bright star. "Where have you come from?" Joseph asked. "We've come from the land of Canaan to buy food," they said. "No, you are spies. You have come to spy out the land. I know you have," Joseph replied. "You must send back one of you to fetch your youngest brother so that I know you are telling the truth." So Joseph put them in prison for 3 days. And on the 3rd day he told them that he would send back food with them, but one of them must stay behind in prison, and that they were to bring their youngest brother back with them. Of course, this was going to be Benjamin, Joseph's own special brother, whom he longed to see. Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with grain and hide their money in their sacks and give them provisions for their journey. When they discovered this, they were afraid. When they got home, they told their father Jacob all that had happened, and he too was afraid and did not want to let Benjamin go. But eventually, when they had run out of food again, they had to go back to Egypt to ask for more. Judah promised to look after Benjamin, as they knew they had to take him to Egypt, or they would not be allowed to have any more grain. Jacob sent a present of honey and spices and myrrh and pistachio nuts and almonds, and he also sent double the money. When they arrived back in Egypt, Joseph was told his servants to take them all to his own house and get a meal ready for them. He would eat with them at noon. When Joseph came home, they gave him their present and bowed down before him. He asked how they were and about how their father was and whether he was still alive. "Yes, our father is still alive," they told him. "He is very well, thank you." When he saw Benjamin, his own younger brother, he wanted to weep so much that he went out of the room and wept privately. And when he felt better, he washed his face and came back, and they ate bread together. He commanded his servant to fill the brothers' sacks up with food and return all their money again in the mouths of their sacks. Also, he put his own silver cup into the mouth of Benjamin's sack. They started off home at first light. However, Joseph sent his servant after them and stopped them, saying, "Why have you stolen the master's cup?" No, surely not. We have not stolen anything from you," they protested. The cup was of course found in Benjamin's sack. The brothers were so upset when they realized this. So they returned back to the city to speak with Joseph. "Well," he said, "what have you done now? I knew that one of you had stolen my cup. He will have to be my slave, but the rest of you can go back home to your father." Judah tried to bargain with Joseph and explain that he must take Benjamin back to his father Jacob because he was the youngest and it would cause him too much grief if anything happened to him, for he had already lost the second youngest as he had been torn in pieces by a wild animal. But with this news, Joseph could not restrain himself any longer, and he sent everybody else out of the courtroom as he revealed who he was to his own dear brothers, and especially to his brother Benjamin. At first they did not believe him, as they thought he was already dead. They had been so horrible to him, and thrown him in a pit and sold him to the Ishmaelite traders who took him down to Egypt. But Joseph explained that God had been looking after him and had meant it as a good plan to save many people alive. Now Joseph said, "You must hurry and go back to my father and tell him that I am alive. Bring him down to Egypt." When they arrived back in Canaan and told Jacob the wonderful news that Joseph was still alive, he made plans to go down to Egypt himself to see Joseph. So they loaded up all their possessions on their carts and donkeys and journeyed down to Egypt and settled in the land of Goshen that Pharaoh and Joseph had reserved for them. God had been looking after them all the time and had provided all they needed.
Oh my goodness, what an amazing story! Fancy his brothers not recognizing him at first. But isn't it amazing how he was able to help them? Have you ever been able to help someone else, or even overlook the fact that they've done something nasty to you in order to help them? Well, I hope you've enjoyed all these stories about Joseph. Bye.